Check it.
Check it.
In honor of the remastering.
In honor of new little boy Peter.
I mean, to be fair, I don't mind. I wouldn't have minded the face so much if he didn't look so god awfully young.
Like, he looks younger than Miles. I mean,
exactly. Like, that's my first thing was like, well, he looks younger than Miles, so now I'm supposed to be like, well, okay, I guess Miles is the mentor. Like, I don't know what happened. Like, I know that some of the rumors are they're trying to have like cross brand unity, and he looks more like Tom Holland. I don't think he looks more like Tom Holland. He just looks like he's the same age.
I see Tom Holland and Tobey Maguire in him. That character model. Like, I see a blend of both of them.
Yeah. I guess, yeah. But I mean, I guess part of it is because, like, I know what Yuri Lowenthal looks like.
Yeah.
So I see that more than anything. I just see him like 20 years ago.
Yeah. Which is way too long ago.
And like, I mean, like, I understand the argument is that they wanted it to look more like him. But I was like, well, why didn't you just do that in the first place?
Right? It makes no sense.
Like, why not, before you even remaster it, like PS4 Spider-Man's release, and you have him look exactly like the voice actor instead of the guy who did the motion capture, if that was the plan all along. Because that just...
But like, even then, that's absolutely stupid, because you look at all the other characters in the game, and none of them look like the actors. You know, Lauren Bailey looks nothing like Mary Jane in that game.
Yeah, I know it, but it's just...
So it's kind of like a horseshit excuse when they keep saying that online.
Well, that's what it is. Ultimately, my point was that it's just a horseshit excuse, because it's just like, well, it wasn't broken. Like, nobody was saying, you know, I love Spider-Man PS4, but could the motion capture look more like the voice actor?
Yeah.
No one's ever said that, ever. Because otherwise, every fucking male character would look like Nolan North. Like, every single one of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I don't know. I saw that night, and I was just like, oh my God. Literally the one series on PlayStation I still look forward to, and this is so bad.
I mean, I'm not like bent out of shape like some people, because I believe that the amount of hate that this thing has received already means that it will be changed back before this is released.
I don't think so. I think Insomniac's sticking to their guns.
I don't know, because like it's not like this is unprecedented. This has happened before. Like you know, Sonic the Hedgehog movie. What else was there? Infamous 2.
Yeah.
Cole McGrath was supposed to look markedly different, and people shit all over it. So then they were like, okay, sorry guys, you know.
Yeah, but then like back then they had like what, a year away or something to fix it. Like they're literally a month away with this right now.
Oh right, yeah, that's right. We're not that far removed. No, So
I don't know.
You couldn't patch it out later? I don't know. It's really weird
to me. They keep saying, "Oh well, you know, we had to change the appearance to better suit the voice on all the new hardware." Yet none of the other characters changed in appearance. So that's a bullshit excuse.
It is a bullshit excuse. It's absolutely. Yeah. I guess it's also like a level of arrogance from Insomniac, where they were like, we can just do whatever we want. Like, if you're trying to make it look more like Tom Holland, then just say that. Just say, hey, look, we're trying to make it look like Tom Holland. I'll still not be happy, because one of the big reasons why I like Spider-Man PS4 so much is also one of the reasons why the Raimi Spider-Man will always hold a special place in my heart, is because I'm an adult.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, like, and I was thinking about this today, like Spider-Man, halfway through Spider-Man, the movie, he goes from being in college to being in high school to being in college and living with the Harry. So immediately there's that shift to he's an adult now. He's no longer a high school kid. So, you know, when we watched it, we were like 18, 19. So we were just like, yeah, okay, that's going to be us in a couple of years, or, you know, around the corner or whatever. And same with Spider-Man PS4. I was like, this is a guy that has been doing it a while. Like, I mean, I know he's only like 23, but he's an adult.
Yeah. Well, he's been Spider-Man for like 8 years, right?
Yeah. 8 years. He's about 23,
which makes
24.
him roughly 7-8 years older than Miles to be that mentor.
Right, exactly. So like, and don't get me wrong, I've said on Camcast plenty of times that I'm a huge fan of the MCU Spider-Man, the Tom Holland Spider-Man. I'm all over it.
Yeah.
I do say that I really, really hope that Spider-Man 3 and beyond, we really stop having this Tony Stark Iron Man storyline.
Electro.
Sorry?
Electro. Did you see the news an hour ago?
I actually just saw this 20 minutes ago. I literally just saw that. And
Official
I was like,
from Hollywood Reporter, Jamie Foxx is coming back as Electro in the Tom Holland Spider-Man.
No one else is actually reporting this. So until I see other reports,
it's Hollywood Reporter, man. I mean, that's pretty solid.
Hey, man, everything's fake news.
I don't know.
I was like,
out of all the Spider-Man movies, all of them, all the characters, all the villains, you pick Jamie Foxx's Electro to come back.
I mean, I've recently rewatched the Amazing Spider-Man movies. Okay, so I can tell you that the casting of Jamie Foxx wasn't a bad idea.
No, it's not.
The visual appearance of Electro wasn't a bad idea. In fact, that was one of those moves where they pulled from the Ultimate books, and I was like, yeah, that actually makes a lot of sense. It looks cool to do that. I don't think this is the case. Although, before I go any further, the execution of Matt Dillon, the alter ego, was terrible. That whole Riddler vibe, that was
it was
horrible.
100% Jim Carrey's
horrible.
100%.
And then, for the most part, the stuff with Electro was like visually the saving grace of the movie. Just character-wise, was absolutely terrible. That's part of the reason why I don't think this is legit. I think they're in talks. I don't think this is legit.
Yeah.
And if this is legit, that's a stupid move on Sony's part. A really stupid move.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's so weird. I obviously
having Electro is fine.
Yeah.
But make him, I don't know, like do the ultimate thing where he's not much older than Peter Parker. Like he was a early 20s assassin that was like, yeah, Fisk, hook me up so I can kill Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a hard thing to do. We don't necessarily have to be Wilson Fisk, but the Tinkerer, you could very well do the Tinkerer.
They obviously want to work towards the Sinister Six like quickly. So
I'm all for it. I really am all for it. It's just, I mean, does everyone in the Sinister Six have to be approaching senility age?
I don't know. If you're gonna pick from all the Spider-Man movies, Alfred Molina as Doc Ock is the one you grab.
But to be fair, even if that was the case, if they cast Alfred Molina as Dr. Octopus, I would not be happy with that. I'll tell you that right now. I would not be happy with that. I was pumped to see J.K. Simmons come back as J. Jonah Jameson. Okay. Yes. I thought that was awesome. It was a well-kept secret, too. Like, I was legit surprised when I saw that. But we're getting to a point now where they're really trying to tease a live-action Spider-Verse, which I don't think should happen. Okay. First and foremost, I don't think should happen. If it does, I don't think it should be anything more than like portals. Like they're from their respective portals, and they're just kind of like the ending of Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, where they're like, you, that whole thing, like something like that, where it's just a simple like, you're that Spider-Man, I'm this Spider-Man, and he's that Spider-Man. Okay, great, nice to see you. Good luck with everything. You know, if you cast too many of these previous actors, and it starts to blur the lines a bit. I like that the MCU Spider-Man is standing on its own. I like that. Even though I like J.K. Simmons as J. Jonah Jameson, it's also a different version of J. Jonah Jameson.
Oh, yeah, majorly, yeah.
Like it's not even like, like that natural progression he would have fallen into this. It's like when you're playing Spider-Man PS4 and you hear him come over the radio,
Yeah.
And he's that Shock Jock podcast guy. And you're like, that makes sense. That actually is genius, right?
Yeah.
So in that sense, I'm like, I'm okay with it. I guess ultimately I don't want too much of a tease for a live action Into the Spider-Verse because I don't think that's a smart move. And two, I don't want too much of the sameness. Okay? Because like I said, like I rewatched the Amazing Spider-Man run, but I've also rewatched the Sam Raimi runs recently. I'm on a huge Spider-Man kick as of late. Okay? And I don't want too much sameness happening.
Mm-hmm.
And when I rewatched Amazing Spider-Man, the first one in particular, I remember thinking, like, I know they wanted to do different things by making it darker and edgier, but it's not that far removed from Sam Raimi's Spider-Man at all. Like, it's beat for beat almost exactly the same movie. The major differences being just how Ben died, and also the fact that they're very quick to put Captain Stacy in that mentor role.
Mm-hmm.
And it's entirely at night. Like, I think there's only that one scene in the school where it's during the day, where he's Spider-Man during the day.
Yeah, it's all night.
Everything else is all nighttime, right? I don't want that to happen in the MCU Spider-Man. It's its own thing. It should be its own thing, you know. And I think that's also why Amazing Spider-Man 2 was so jarring, because then it was like trying to do its own thing, but you had the specter of the first movie plus the Raimi movies. That's 4 movies that you have to try and wipe people's minds free of.
Yeah.
And it couldn't do it. It just couldn't do it.
Yeah.
It should have been the first movie.
It was, I don't know. They really rushed the Amazing too. Like, that sequel, was, I think, only a couple years after the first. So, I don't know. It's just basically, it's been, as a Spider-Man fan, it's been a weird 24 hours. I just like, well, you got baby boy Peter now. I mean, Miles looks like he's growing a mustache, and this guy looks like he hasn't hit puberty yet.
Yeah, he looks like he couldn't grow a mustache if he wanted to. Like, does he have hair anywhere? Like,
I don't know.
Like I said, like, it wouldn't have been so bad. Well, actually, there's a couple of things. It wouldn't have been so bad if they had a better reasoning for it, because this is a horseshit excuse.
Yeah.
And the fact that they made him look too young. Like, they're both just like, what the fuck, guys? Like, really?
Yeah.
And, you know, like, now you have to retroactively make Miles the mentor because he's the oldest. Like, I just, what the fuck, man? And then, of course, the supposed finalized return of Jamie Foxx's Electro. Like,
it's so weird. It's so weird.
I don't see it. I don't buy it. I want more people to actually report on it. It's like, because like even with Henry Cavill and his supposed re-signing and everything, there's nothing ever actually been said outright that he has done it. They just said that, you know, it's official, even though we haven't heard it's official. He had a great pitch. It's supposed to be 3 movies, and he'll be able to do 2 more guest appearances in other movies. And they love the pitch, and it's awesome. And it's apparently based off his favorite comic book, which is Superman for Tomorrow, which isn't one of the better runs. You know the one I'm talking about, right? That's the one with Brian Azzarello and Jim Lee.
Well, that one?
That's apparently, he said.
I thought he was talking about the Jeff Johns and Adam Kubert run.
That's what I thought at first too, because I was like, For Tomorrow, why is it so familiar? And I couldn't place it, and I Googled it, and it's the Azzarello run.
Oh, yeah. Ugh.
I mean, there's aspects to the Azzarello run that was good.
Yeah, the art.
Except for the bad guy, Equos or whatever his name was. He just looked like stereotypical
generic
90s
big guy.
Bad guy.
Exactly.
Yeah, like everything on him was like, oh, you were created by Jim Lee. You could tell because of the way you look.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I don't know.
But yeah, so like until we see anything official, I'm gonna go like this and hope. Like nothing. No offense to Jamie Foxx, but I don't want it. I'm fine with Electro. I don't want Jamie Foxx.
Unless they're doing if the Spider-Verse enters into the Spider-Man 3 and that's the reason why he's in, okay, I guess. But I mean, like, J.K. Simmons as J. Jonah Jameson is definitive. Like, I wouldn't even want to be an actor trying to top that. That is the perfect J. Jonah.
And I think we might have talked about that in Camcast, where it was like, you missed him, but you couldn't imagine anyone else being in it, so it was smart for them not to cast him.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're right, like, he is definitive, and I don't like to use the phrase definitive too much, but it's like, I mean, fuck, the first time you saw him in the first Spider-Man movie, you were like, no one else. No one else could have been him.
No one else.
No one else
I mean,
could have been
him. You
grow
up reading J. Jonah in the comics, and you watch the animated series from the 90s and the 60s, and, like, he nailed everything that makes J. Jonah Jameson J. Jonah Jameson. Like, everything.
Exactly. And you're right. Like, I feel bad. I would feel bad for any actor that was cast after him.
Yeah.
To be that role. So, you know, and I mean, like, it's funny how there's certain actors where we're just like, no one else could do that role. Like, no one else could be Jonah Jameson except for J.K. Simmons, but we're okay with other people being Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Although, to be fair, I was never really a huge fan of Garfield as Spider-Man. No offense to him as an actor or anything like that. And even though rewatching the movies, I'm like, I mean, he did a really good job for what he was done. Like, his Spider-Man is good. Like, you know, it's just, you can only be so good when everything around you is fucking shit. Like, ugh.
Yeah. So
anyway, so basically what I'm getting at is, I don't know what the hell's going on. I hope none of this goes through the way it's supposed to, but I mean, I still have the unremastered version of Spider-Man PS4, so I'm okay. I'm all right.
Yeah, as long as they don't patch that.
They better not. But I mean, if they patch that, that's ridiculous. They shouldn't patch that.
Yeah, if they patch that and they put in this new new Peter Parker in the PS4 version, I'd be like, oh my God, no.
I don't think they should, though.
Because I played through that game and the emotional beats and everything, like his acting, like the facial expressions, everything of that actor that did all the physical stuff.
Okay, well, let's not rule out the acting of Yuri Lowenthal's facials. Like, I mean, I don't think it's going to be.
No.
It's going to be jarring. Like, if I played the game for the first time, I think that, barring anything unforeseen, like, obviously I haven't seen any of the actual emotion scenes, but I have a hard time believing it won't be as impactful because, I mean, it is Yuri doing the voice acting, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if he did, in fact, do the motion cap, you're going to be able to get that sense of emotion from it. We are beholden to the previous version. For us, it's not going to be the same because we're going to spend it going, yeah, but I liked the old version better.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's only...
I don't think they're going to, if they duped the retroactive patch, then that'll be the dumbest thing that Insomniac can do. Like, the dumbest thing, dumber than this mastered version of Peter Parker. Because that's dumb. Like, that's really dumb. And like, almost arrogantly stupid is what I can't help but feel like they just did it like, yeah, we're going to do it and no one's going to give a fuck. And when people gave a shit, because obviously they were like, it's because of the motion capture of the actor. Like, what? No, that's stupid. And your point is absolutely perfect because none of the other actors look like the roles they play.
No.
But okay, all right. But anyway, so fingers crossed, Jamie Foxx, no offense, fingers crossed you're not hired as Vulture, even though I'd love to have Vulture. But
Electro.
I don't know. Electro. As much as I'd love to have Electro.
We got the perfect Vulture already.
I don't want Jamie Foxx as Electro. I want someone else. That's it. Simple as that.
Yeah. So
pretty much where I'm at.